Hey guys out there, I know you've been missing us. Stu Jones back to you with more powerboating in paradise here at the Pompano Beach studio with producer Ryan McCoy. We have got the Orange Beach Powerboat Week event celebrating 6 years, presented by the Wharf in Orange Beach, Alabama. This is the only event that begins and ends in another state other than Florida. Of course, we go to the Bahamas in the summer months, but this Alabama rendezvous has been a big event for the club, 6 years running. Of course, we took off a year for the COVID deal, but we're back again and having a great time here. Before we get started, let's thank our sponsors. Our 2025 annual sponsors include our presenting sponsor, Mercury Racing, and these sponsors alphabetically including Angle of Attack Marine, Cigarette Racing Team, Concept Boats, Deep Impact Custom Boats, Legendary Marine at Blue Water Cay, Midnight Express, Myco Trailers, Mystic Powerboats, Nortec High Performance Boats, Performance Boat Center, SD Marine Group, and returning for 2025, Wozencraft Insurance and Finance. And guys, it's all about the Wharf here in Orange Beach. Check out Spring Hill Suites down here in the right-hand side of your screen. Of course, the Wharf Marina. And then that beautiful playground we call the Wharf with all of its entertainment and the kind that keeps the whole family happy, starting with that Ferris wheel off in the distance. They've got theaters, they've got a water park, they've got an amphitheater, and they've got great lodging here at the Wharf Vacation Rentals. You can get a nice condo overlooking the marina, looking right down on your boat, guys. Just saying, this is the true one-stop poker run venue that we've all enjoyed for many, many years, and it's all about to give us 3 days of boating fun starting on Thursday night right here at the Sand Shaker, which has been, I think, 3 years in a row that we've been doing our Miss Powerboat Week contest here. And look at those lovely ladies. They are all up on stage, thanks to Miss Amber Content, who has organized this Miss Powerboat Week contest again, and of course our good friends Chad Havens and Leanna Shadlow from Demon Bikini. So let's kick things off with round one, and these girls are jazzed up tonight. They are ready for a big night. Cocktail dress segment is going to be the first. Of course, we're going to go to black bikini later in the show, and then we go to freestyle, I call it, which is their own personal bikini, with the lovely Miss Lauren kicking things off. Remember, you're going to see a lot of familiar faces here at this contest, because this is one of the opportunities, having this many ladies to be on the event and stick around for the weekend. It's a great photo op, and a lot of these lovely ladies are going to end up in the pages of the FPC magazine, but also on our Florida Powerboat Club wall calendar. And I think that's one of the big bonuses of coming up here to Orange Beach every year, and to have access to such a lovely lineup of ladies who are here not only for the contest but also throughout the weekend. Well, we've got big prizes at stake, so I'm going to begin by thanking our judges in advance, because it's a lot of work to sit up here and judge all these ladies, knowing full well that there's about $1,000 on the table, $500 for first place and $300 for second, $200 for third. Of course, all the ladies are getting paid to appear. So let's enjoy the show, guys. Plenty more to come later in this episode. But remember, these girls are here to stay for the weekend. And what a great first round here at the Sandshaker. You know, we usually have between 8 and 9, sometimes 10 contestants. But guys, I don't know if you've been counting. We're up to 12 contestants, and that has made it a very difficult job for our judges. And I always tell the guys, don't be giving them 10s just on first round. And look at this guy. He's already given out like 1, 2, well, 2 10s and a bunch of 9s. But that's okay. These girls are all 10s. They're beautiful, and they deserve the high scores that they're going to get. But only one is going to be the winner tonight, and we're going to find out in our next episode. And now we can fast forward to Friday morning, where we're having our captain's breakfast here at Marker 158. And once again, the meeting is sponsored by Paul Boyden Customs, who is here and present for the meeting. In fact, Paul is often riding on various boats in the club, and he's painted a lot of the boats that are here attending at this Orange Beach event. Well, it goes without saying that the captain's meeting is intended to address all of the important safety guidelines for these runs. We are in a group setting, driving high-performance boats on public waterways, and therefore the rules of the road are going to apply in all cases. We now hand out the U.S. Coast Guard Rules of the Road Handbook to all attendees. And we've got all our beautiful FPC girls back here for Friday morning. This time they are all orange out, and that was their marching orders from our pageant coordinator, Amber Content, who arranges all the staffing. She said, girls, wear orange because it's the Orange Beach Powerboat Week. They've got their card pulls ready and their boxing gloves ready. And what is this, for a big fight? No, it's going to be for the card handoff, so we need some boats to pull up. So it looks like everybody is out on the water now and heading towards the dock so we can start handing off the poker cards for the very first checkpoint of the morning. And it looks like it's a big family day for Kurt Kaiser and his crew on this 37-foot Midnight Express. Quad Mercury Racing, 450Rs. What a beautiful ride. And they have got a boatload of fun, as we are about to find out. Well, the girls are ready, and the boats are ready too. So, let's get over there. So John and Sean McBain are pulling up. It's like, girls, we're ready for a card. Thank you. And we're going to see some cats on this run, that's for sure. This is Tanner West and Team Wild Wild West. It's a 2010 30-foot motion cat and powered by 400R Mercury Racing. All the way from Texas, 500 miles they pulled on a trailer, and this is their first event with Florida Powerboat Club. So welcome to Tanner and his crew for joining us on their first run with FBC. And it's another team from Texas. This is Ryan and Rachel Garnett in their 39-foot MTI. Team Flight 311, and it's powered by Twin Mercury Racing 450Rs. You got to love the paint and graphics on this boat. It is absolutely amazing. And I don't know what Ryan puts on his boat, but the wax and the finish, it's always shining like it's brand new. It's in such great shape. Love how the graphics blend in with the cowlings on the Mercury Racing 450Rs. Just is a well-done boat. And it's another team from Texas. Well, you're going to see a lot of Texas blood here on this event. This is Robin and Courtney Sarvis, Team Easy Money. It's a 38-foot statement center console, and they have got a lovely crew on board today with all their matching lime green bikinis to match the boat. Even the guys are wearing lime green trunks, so everybody matches. Definitely going to be contenders for an award, either for the Sexiest Crew Award or for the Best Dressed Team. We'll have to find out on our next episode. And now let's welcome Jason McCorkle and his crew from Texas in a 2012 Grady White center console. Imagine that. You know, we got a Yamaha-powered Grady White. Not something that we see very often on these runs, but another team that came all the way from Texas to join us. So thank you guys for making that big run to join us here on the Orange Beach event. And now we're going to be joined by Kane Kaiser and his crew. And Kane is brothers with Kurt Kaiser, who we just saw with the Midnight. This is a 38-foot statement called Team Ice Ice Baby. You got to love the blue and turquoise graphics. Really stands out. This team is all the way from Illinois and powered by Triple Mercury Racing 500Rs. What a nice ride. Well, as I promised just a minute or two ago, I said that Kurt Kaiser has got a boatload of fun. Well, count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh my God, 8. 9. How many kids? There's at least 8 or 9 kids on this boat. Team Yeah Boy. Well, that's got to be a fun crew to be riding with. Love when the kids get out to enjoy these kind of events with mom and dad. Well, that's kind of what is happening here as well, but at a different age group. Kyle Fowler is enjoying the day with his mom and dad on his 42-foot Wright Performance Cat. That's him at the helm. That was his mom, Lisa, and dad, Mike, with the camera, enjoying the ride. They do these events as a family affair, and I think that is just fantastic. And let's welcome Seth Arian and his team all the way from Fort Lauderdale, Florida. That's right, they came as far as we did in GROOVIN. This is a 2007 DONZI 38ZR. Pair of Mercury Racing 525 EFIs, and they said that they had a fantastic time. It was their first time to Orange Beach. Check that out. Oh, Lauren, oh, you got them good. We had a lot of fun with those guys the night before because they were judges for the contest, so they really were mixing it up with the girls. And let's welcome back one of our Orange Beach regulars. That's right, it's Stephen Doomer from Biloxi, Mississippi with his 38-foot cigarette team, Loose Cannon. He would never miss this event for the world, partly because they do have a home right here in Orange Beach. It's not that far. He normally comes over on his own bottom, but this time he said it rained really badly the day earlier, so he trailered the boat over. And that's one thing here about the Wharf. It's such an easy place to trailer to. The ramp is right across the bridge. And now let's welcome one of our sponsor teams. This is Performance Boat Center in their P420 Cat. This is their demo that they bring out to all the poker run events to show it off. It's powered by Mercury Racing 500Rs. We've got Tommy Mason and the PBC crew came up from South Florida to join us a long ways on the road, almost a 700-mile tow to bring a boat here from South Florida. So a good amount of distance, and considering that guys are coming from Texas, it's only 500 miles. But you can see the girls are having a blast today, handing out the cards and making it just a little tricky for the guys to grab their poker cards. And another very special welcome to a regular here on this event year after year, Paul Bertucci, his first mate T from Biloxi, Mississippi, with their Deep Impact 399, just taking delivery of the boat new now. It was a Deep Impact demo since last Key West back in November, but officially this boat was built for Paul, and he is proudly now taking possession of this new Deep Impact for this event. And it is another big cat, the biggest one on the run, Octavio Valdivia, and this 50-foot outer limits Team Royal Flush. We often see Octavio here in a center console, but he recently acquired this outer limits and has been bringing it out to more poker run events recently. What an amazing boat. It's got Mercury Racing 1350, super fast ride. And hopefully we're going to see him run out in the Gulf coastal waters today. And it looks like JT Byrne is going to be one of the many Nortex registered for this event. This is Nortec 340, another team that came all the way from Texas in Burning Daylight. And if I'm not mistaken, I think that JT and his crew have done this event almost every year since we started back, 6 or 7 years earlier. So thanks for the continued support from this team. Well, we're going to take a break from the action on the dock here with the FPC girls and get up in the air now for a little bit. We've got the chopper flying and our FPC crew on board as we join the boats as they're making their exit. It's about a 12-mile ride. We're heading towards Orange Beach in the downtown area, close to the inlet. And we're going to have one poker card checkpoint at Mr. Art Favre's house, and this is a customary thing. We've done it every year since the beginning of the event. Of course, he's the owner of the Wharf and has a beautiful home in Orange Beach. And the decision will have to be made as to whether we're going to go offshore or whether the boats are going to make the trek on the Intracoastal Waterway. And kicking things off with John and Sean McBain in Team Air Force One. This is a 34-foot fountain. They have made their decision to go offshore, and you can see it is a beautiful, calm Gulf of America here today. So I think everyone's going to be making this choice. They've been in the club now for about 3 years. This is a 2023 model. They immediately joined the club and started doing events with us. So this now is their third year in a row at the Orange Beach event. Another popular one they like to join is the Emerald Coast event in Destin. And now it is one of our local teams here, right from Alabama. Let's welcome Jimmy and Lisa Quick in this 43-foot Formula. Quick Decision, I would say a very well-chosen boat name, not only because it's their last name, but because it's got Quad Mercury 400s. That's a total of 40 cylinders, guys, all V10s. These formulas are becoming very popular with the cruising set for those families that like to cruise just a little faster, and yet you still have the creature comforts of a giant cabin down below and, of course, an air-conditioned cockpit. And the best feature is that bunny seat up front. And probably the only 50-foot outer limits that we've had in the club for a very, very long time. Octavio Valdivia, originally from Georgia, but now from the Pensacola area. In fact, we're probably only just a few miles from his house. And this is another boat that is really enjoying these offshore conditions in the Gulf of America today. Running about 2 miles offshore. You can see the beach off in the background. Got the boat riding perfectly right now with a pair of Mercury Racing 1350s. Clearly this boat is capable of much higher speeds, but he's staying back for the chopper. And now going to spend some time with this Performance V-Bottom. It's a DONZI 38 ZR model. Seth Therian, Team Crush Groovin, came up all the way from Fort Lauderdale, my backyard actually, about 700 miles to join us for their very first time here at the Orange Beach event. And what made him come all those miles? He said everybody in South Florida was talking about how much fun Orange Beach was, and so they made their way up here, and he says it did not disappoint. And let's welcome back Chris and Brandy Humphrey from Texas in their MTI 390X, a boat that is powered by a pair of Mercury 450Rs and one that surfaced about 4 years ago. And they attended the Orange Beach event and Emerald Coast. I just love the paint and graphics on this 39 MTI. And I would say that for MTI owners, if you love the 39 MTI, then you absolutely love the 440X. Cody and Veronica Lovins are doing just that. They're from Texas also. This is a 2025 model with a pair of Mercury Racing 500Rs. What they love about powerboating is seeing all the new places. They traveled about 550 miles to join us, and they are regulars here at Orange Beach, as well as the Emerald Coast event. They were off the scene for a few years. They tried yachting, but here they are back to powerboating. We knew you'd come back. And let's visit with Ryan and Rachel Garnett now, another team from Texas, and this is getting to be a common thread here, guys. Many teams from Texas love this Orange Beach event. Flight 311 is an MTI 390 with a pair of Mercury Racing 450Rs. A very colorful boat with great paint and graphics, and this is something that has won them many awards on poker runs with our club. And now we're joining our sponsors from Performance Boat Center. It's Tommy Mason. He brought this 42 Performance Cat all the way up from Fort Lauderdale. It's got a pair of Mercury Racing 500Rs. It is the demo for PBC, and of course it's the flagship for the Performance Powerboats Cat line, which now includes a 28, a 36, and this spectacular 42 model. And it looks like we are continuing the cat play out here in the Gulf of America with ideal conditions as we run from Orange Beach to Pensacola. This time it is the angle of attack, 40-foot Mystic Cat, pair of Mercury Racing 500Rs, company owned by Christopher Richards, who's from Long Island and also from Miami. They have now set up their operations in Miami, so they're a long way from home. Trailered this cat all the way up from Miami to join us for this weekend. And let's welcome another one of our sponsored teams. It's Devin Wozencraft from Wozencraft Insurance and Finance. And he had some crew on board that were first-timers. His friend Israel said he really had a great time here at the event. Devin is running his 34 Victory Cat, which is built in Dubai, was brought to the United States. A total of 4 of these were imported to the U.S. It's a 2021 model called the VTX, powered by Mercury Racing 500s. Devin and his company are from California, but he now resides in Cape Coral, which is where he trailered this Victory Cat from. But he's got a big road trip ahead. He's planning to head to South Carolina for the Lake Hartwell run and the Dam Boat run at Lake Murray the week afterwards. And I'm going to give my big thumbs up to Jason McCorkle and his crew all the way from Texas. A first time for Jason here on this event, and a first time for us to see a 33 GRADY white center console on our run. It's Team Offshore account. And my thumbs up are coming from, first of all, they're all wearing their life jackets, and of course all the ladies are in nice bikinis, and that makes them candidates for the Sexiest Crew Award. And I do believe that we have seen this 38 statement before, but it was with a previous owner. This is Robin and Courtney Sarvis, their first time here on the Orange Beach event. And fun fact in their video bio that they actually saw this boat on the Orange Beach event back in 2022, and they inspected it and they liked it and they bought it shortly afterwards. And it's not actually their first time attending Orange Beach, just their first time in their very own boat. And now, great to have back one of our loyal teams that have been here many years in a row. This is Chris and Norma Blackwell, also from Texas, in this, I would call it a classic now. It's a 2000 model year Formula 382 with a pair of Mercury 500 EFIs. What a classic ride, representing Formula and looking great. And I know you guys were anxious to get back to the orange bikini segment. We call it the card checkpoint. That's exactly what we're doing. Is now Clark Beecher pulls up with his big MTI 440X. With a pair of Mercury Racing 500s, he purchased the boat through TNT in Miami. I do believe he's got Steven Fernandez on board, his salesman. And they have been doing this event together now for a couple of years. There's Steven grabbing the poker card, and apparently he's going to hold court with the girls here for a minute and just have a little chat with them. But good to have this team here. They have been very good supporters of this event year after year. And it looks like the first mate, Adrian, that is going to be receiving for Team Angle of Attack on this 40 Mystic. Chris Richards at the helm. Their very first time here at this Orange Beach event. But you're probably not going to see this cat for much longer. It's for sale, and I know somebody's going to grab it real soon. And now we're picking up a Nortec 390. It's Cameron and Lauren Bailey. Team Cut the Check. And they say it's a great family-friendly event because every time they go to these runs, they have their kids with them, and you can see they got right up front a real little one up here getting ready to get the card. But she's got some attitude today. She's like, I don't want to be here. Put me back in the boat. Love seeing this couple join us. They always have a super fun, spirited team. Most of the group from Tennessee. Now let's say hi to Brent Medley and his crew, Team Firstborn. It's their second year in a row attending. They're actually from the Lotto area, but they have a home in Cape Coral. So they're actually trailing up from Cape Coral to join us here at Orange Beach and then heading to Lotto, home for the summer months. Fun fact, the name Firstborn represents the first Performance 42 cat that was ever built. And now we're going to get a team close-up of Cody and Veronica Lovins. We just saw the boat running out in the Gulf. Now we're going to see them dockside getting their poker card. Once again, this is a 2025 MTI 440X, brand new boat with a pair of Mercury Racing 500Rs. And we have not seen this couple for a long time, but they've been active with the club going back quite a few years. Ray and Stacy Andrews from Texas in this 38-foot cigarette twin step. It's an old school boat, one of the early twin steps, I want to say early 2000s. I don't have the model year in front of me, but a beautiful paint job. The boat is in spectacular shape. And now a closer look at Chris and Brandy Humphrey and their team, also from Texas in this MTI 39 pair of Mercury Racing 450s. Again, a boat that has just really stood the test of time. I've seen them do a number of events, and it really stands alone in terms of the colors and the paint and graphics on the boat. I really love the way it looks. And let's welcome back one of the local teams. It's Stephen and Casey Head in Team Toots, which is a 353 formula. So that makes two classic formulas on the run. And they have got the beautiful Miss Candace up on the bow grabbing the card, as she always does. This is a tradition for this team year after year. Nice to see them back, and nice to see this boat running strong. They just had a lot of work done on it, and Steven seems to be keeping this old girl running just great. And now let's say to this team, another formula. This time it's Team Spirit. Keith Johnson from Louisiana. It's a Formula 370, which is basically a day cruiser, and new for him because he normally runs around in a Formula 382. So I don't know if he still has the other formula, but this, of course, maybe not quite as fast, but certainly has a lot of room. And we've got 5 Nortecs registered on the run, but this is very rare to see this Nortec 4300 Super V. Philip DeBusk from Texas showed up with this Tinker toy, and I was quite surprised to see that it was a boat that was formerly in the club with another member from Long Island. So now the boat's all the way from Long Island to Texas, and I took a close look, but the boat is super clean and running fantastic. Nice to see these performance V-bottoms showing up on these runs. And a lot of excitement on this Wozencraft Victory Cat with Miss Natalie up on the bow. About this time, she was beginning her employment with Wozencraft Insurance. We also have our very own Sydney Jones, our hospitality manager, riding along today. And we could never conduct this event without the support of our local teams, and that's exactly what we call Wes Harlow. He's a local guy from Pensacola, Team In Too Deep. It's a 35-foot DCB cat with a pair of big Mercury Racing 700s. They have been at this event every year for as long as I can remember. They always have a fun crew on board. They're always safe with their life jackets on. One of the very few boats left with big 700s. Let's listen in. And it's a family affair for the Kaisers. We've got 2 brothers attending, each in their own boat, and each of them with their family on board, starting with Kurt Kaiser in this 37-foot Midnight Express powered by Quad Mercury Racing 450Rs. A standalone boat, the only one that was ever painted with this color blue and the red interior, a boat that came from Pompano Beach, Florida, where we're from. But Kurt and his family all the way from Illinois. That means they're a long way from home, and we want to thank them for coming all this way to join us here in Orange Beach. And now it's the other half of the family. It's brother Kane Kaiser, again from Illinois, but with this 38-foot Statement, Team Ice Ice Baby. One of 2 Statement center consoles. And look at the wild graphics on this boat. I just love the colors. And look how the colors on the side of the boat carry right on through the engine cowling. Somebody took a lot of time to do the paint and graphics on this Statement. And now catching up with one of our regular return customers. That's right, Stephen Doomer from Biloxi, Mississippi, Team Loose Cannon. It's an old school 38-foot cigarette Top Gun, and they have got a home in Orange Beach, so this is a natural for them to attend every year. They said in their video bio they really enjoyed running out in the Gulf waters for this eastbound run to Navarre. They've got our Miss Amber and one of our models, Lauren, riding on board today. But it's going to be a family affair for the Saturday run. He's got his son, Jonathan, coming to join him and bringing a friend. So good to see that Stephen is continuing to support this event and that he's constantly upgrading this 2004 38 Top Gun. And a very special welcome to Paul Bertucci and his wife, T, and this Beer Money. It's a brand new 2025 $399 Deep Impact custom boats model. It was actually the demo for Deep Impact for some previous runs, but this essentially is the very first run for Paul on the new boat as he rides up alongside our King of Clubs. And I must say it's quite normal for Paul and I to be running alongside, and if my boat wasn't here, I'd be riding with him on the Deep Impact. But I've got my Nortec 390 here, King of Clubs, and it is the first time for this boat up here at the Orange Beach event. I've got my sons riding along with me as well as some of our FPC crew, and I've really enjoyed all of the features of this boat, which I built with Nortec and an A-list of marine trade OEM sponsors. One of them was Koski. Here's Andy Meyer.
As you said, I'm Andy with Koski. We are actually a Norwegian company. I run the U.S. market for our Norwegian counterparts. Basically what happens is we have a start panel that's mounted down here on the dashboard, and that acts as a receiver. It's got radio boards in there, a couple of antennas, and here is our fob, which is made especially for Nortec. It's got the Nortec buckle. So when you come on board the boat, all you've got to do is you press the green button, which turns your remote batteries on. Second step is we press the center button, and it turns the ignition on. then we press and hold the center button to start the engines. Really, it's a great system in the fact that most center consoles, especially the big ones now, are putting all of their keys down below. So instead of when you come on board the boat having to go turn all of your battery switches on, go down below, put all of the keys and all the ignitions, turn them all on. With us, as I said, one press turns the batteries on, one press turns the ignition on, start the engines, and off you go. Another great feature of this fob is that it acts as a wireless landing. So if you were to fall overboard, it'll shut the engines off.
That's because it comes in contact with water?
Well, basically, this communicates with our start panel by radio frequency, and the radio frequency can't travel through water. So when you go in the water, you don't have to be any distance away from the boat. That signal is cut off as soon as you go in the water because the radio can't communicate, shuts the engines down immediately, which is a great feature. We actually are also the only wireless lanyard that is ABYC approved in their component certification program. Others might say they're compliant, but we're certified compliant. And then when you're done with the boat and you shut the engines off, a simple press of this button here shuts all the battery switches off as well. So no bending down.
Let me ask, what about the customer that doesn't like having a remote fob? They lose things and they got too much clutter on the boat and they're not organized, and myself being one of those guys sometimes. So what's the option for me to just use the dash set, the dash unit, and not even put the fob away completely and out of the,
Yep, so that's actually our basic system that you're describing, which we've had out now for many, many years. And it does not include a fob. Basically, it just has our start panel. And if you take a look down at our start panel here, it has the numbers 1 through 4 on it. So you can go ahead and change a pin code, set a pin code. It could be 4 to 6 digits using 1, 2, 3, 4. And you don't need to have keys. You don't need to have a fob. You simply punch your pin code into this start panel. It unlocks it. And now I have access to these 2 buttons. I'm able to turn the ignition on. I'm able to start the engines. If you got down to your boat and you say, oh gosh, I left my fob at home and I don't have my keys, you can simply enter the pin code and get out on the boat.
Sure.
Also a nice feature, if you have to have somebody service the boat, you don't have to necessarily meet them. You can give them your pin code. They can do what they need to do.
Are you working with a lot of the other builders at this time?
Yeah, we do have quite a few builders we're working with. I just happen to bring along this fob here, which is Midnight Express, and we've customized this fob to his requirements, which is a lock and an unlock feature. He's operating a shower head that he's got in his T-top, and this is a lighting feature. So really we can control almost anything for any of the boat builders that they want to control. We can control swim platforms, anchor windlass, bow thrusters, tilting engines up and down. There's really no end to what we can do, and we can really customize that to the builder. Now, our systems actually were made to be retrofit initially, because when you order a system, it comes with a plug-and-play harness for the type engine you have on the boat. So the systems for a single engine, just the basic that doesn't come with a fob, starts at about $540, and then it goes up to our Premium Plus again for single engine, which runs about $1,000. That's, as I said, single engine. For each additional engine, you would add $360 to those prices. So anywhere from $540. If it was a twin, you would add $360.
Yeah.
If it was a triple, you'd add $360 twice. And the same thing on the top end, the Premium Plus, which allows you to have all 4 buttons to be used for something. That starts at $995 for a single, and same thing, you add $360 per engine to get to as many engines as you need.
Great system. Andy Meyer from Koski. Thank you, Andy, here at the Miami Boat Show. Well, thanks, Andy. And meanwhile, the sun has come out as we head further eastbound, getting close to Navarre. We've still got the chopper chasing down the teams. And it looks like Stephen and Casey Head and Team Toots, and a very special weekend for them. It's their anniversary week here at Orange Beach. So this is a special weekend for them because it's a fun fact that they took this boat on their honeymoon when they got married. So I think Stephen feels it's just as appropriate to bring it here on the Orange Beach event. And let's welcome Chris and Beth Jaru from Louisiana, Baton Rouge, that is, almost local because it's about 4 hours away. This is a Sensation 32 CCX, and they're doing a twofer now. They just did the Tampa run a month earlier, and it just so happens that one of their Instagram posts has recently hit over 700,000 views of Beth getting her poker card. Oh, yeah. This 32 is really just the ideal poker run boat. It's powered by a pair of Mercury Racing 400Rs. And looks like we have the group together now as we finish the final leg eastbound on the Intracoastal heading into Navarre for a great lunch stop, which will be at Juana's Pagodas in Navarre. And here we are, one of our favorite boating hotspots here in the Florida Panhandle, and it has been for over 3 decades. Of course, many of you know that for the Emerald Coast Powerboat Week event. We always come here for the Friday fun run. So kind of customary, and it's a tradition now also for the Orange Beach event. Remember, now we're heading from Alabama eastbound to Navarre, and when we do the Emerald Coast event, we're leaving from Destin and heading westbound. But a good trip today, a little bit more distance coming from Orange Beach, more like about 40 plus miles to get here, closer to 50 actually, whereas it's only about a 25-mile ride from Destin. But what we love about this place, especially on a Friday, is the availability of getting all the boats nestled up on the sandy beach. So you have really all of the ingredients of what is shaping up to be the ideal powerboat lunch stop. And let's talk about the owner, Kevin Rudsky, who decided to chip in and not only host the party, but he became a sponsor of the Friday lunch by giving us a fantastic lunch for everybody, seafood boil, wonderful menu, and lots of nice places to sit down and enjoy your dinner with your crew. You can be outside at the tiki, you can be at the outside bar, you can go inside to the sports bar. There's really so many options. And also the docking. I really have to mention, you don't have to beach your boat here. You can actually dock your boat along one of the piers. They have several docks that they open up for us, and there's a big long dock adjacent to the boat ramp that we're allowed to use. You can't block up the boat ramp, though, because it's a public ramp and people need to use that. And we also like to thank Kevin and Chief Danny Furley for setting up the helicopter landing zone, because that's part of the Navarre Fire Department. They have access to the parking lot next door, so we're able to land our chopper there conveniently so we can continue the day. Once again, Juana is a fantastic location, but it's all about the girls now, so let's have a sexy swimwear segment, guys, with all of our FPC girls in their orange bikinis. And remember, we're going to have a lot more of these lovely ladies in our next show, because they all were contestants for the Miss Orange Beach Powerboat Week contest on Thursday. We'll have highlights of that in our next episode. And starting to wrap things up from lunch, and I think it's a good time to do another poker card. Indeed, thought it would be good to do a card here and get two out of the way, so that we can continue doing the cards again on Saturday as Chris Blackwell and his crew comes up in Team Hot Water, Formula 382 from Texas, and nice to see them out enjoying the run in this classic Formula 382. And making sure that we had an interesting mix of Nortec boats on the run. Of the 5 total, we had 3 center consoles, a performance V-bottom, and this Nortec 3600 Super Cat belonging to Gary Lane. 2 in a row for him. He joined us for the Tampa run a month earlier and made his way all the way up here to Orange Beach to show off Eleanor, this one-of-a-kind Nortec 3600 with big Mercury Racing 700s that have been pumped up. This boat can run. And looks like it's another 34 Fountain pulling up, and we're very familiar with this team because they've been here every year. Ricardo Chavez at the helm of his 34 Fountain, and we've got his buddy Paul Boyden. That's him up on the bow, grabbing the poker card. Of course, we know Paul is one of our sponsors. He's a local boat painter here from the Pensacola area, and he had sponsored the Captain's Breakfast earlier in the day at Marker 158. And that's 2 Pauls in a row. This time it's Paul Bertucci in Team Beer Money and his entire crew, including his wife T and family, along getting the card as this Deep Impact 399 makes its debut here on the Orange Beach Powerboat Week event. His second Deep Impact $399, but I believe he still owns the previous Deep Impact, so that one's got to be for sale. And keeping the numbers strong from Texas, another Lone Star entry. It's Kenny Armstrong from the Houston area in his MTI 48 Cat Team Phantom, and always rely on Kenny to bring some pretty ladies along. And speaking of pretty ladies, well, this team will never let us down either. It's Scott Favre from Baton Rouge, Louisiana. But he's also our sponsor. He and his dad are responsible for the Wharf sponsorship, which brings us back year after year. He's got himself a brand new 42 MTI with 5 Mercury Racing 450Rs. I've got 5 on it, he says. That's an appropriate name for the boat. And with the drone, let's just get a quick look now at those 5 Mercury Racing outboards and the size of his transom. I think the boat has about an 11.5-foot beam. And I think that he has used, let's take a look now, about every inch of that transom. That's right, to get those 5 Mercury Racing 450s. And if anybody asks him, why does it have 5 motors? Well, the answer, of course, is because I couldn't fit 6. And clearly we have another great vantage point for Chris and Beth Giroux as they come up to get their poker card with their Sensation center console. But remember, we've always seen them in a 38 fountain. And yes, indeed, they still have the fountain, but thought they'd give this center console thing a try. It seems to be working out just great for them. And wrapping up this card segment with our final boat, it's a 28-foot Chaparral. It's Joseph Story from Georgia in this Miss Millie. I guess we call it a day cruiser, but I want to say, guys, thumbs up to these teams for bringing these day cruisers out. Not the traditional high-performance boat that we'd expect, but I love that this team would come out and enjoy the poker run, trailer the boat down here from Georgia to join us on this run. And I do believe that we are all going to be pushing the throttles real hard to get back to Orange Beach because the weather is starting to come in. You can see that people are starting to bundle up and put the rain gear on and get the life jackets on as we check out Team Performance Boat Center here on the 42 Performance Powerboat. I'm sure they're going to be one of the first ones back. But we're going to wrap things up here, guys, on this episode 1 with feature coverage of our Orange Beach Powerboat Week 2025. That's 6 years in a row here, sponsored by the Wharf. One of the best venues we could ever ask for a poker run event. Tanner West putting on a nice show here with his rooster tail in this 30-foot Motion Cat. Came all the way from Texas to join us, his first run with the club. But at this point, guys, we are going to say goodbye and start wrapping things up. But the good news is we've got another full episode here with feature coverage from this Orange Beach event. So stay with us, guys, and be sure that you're subscribing to the channel and clicking that notification bell so you'll get an update every time a new episode is released. Always make powerboating safety a top priority, and remember to wear those life jackets. For more information about club membership and upcoming events, visit our website at flpowerboat.com. And you can find more content on our many social media platforms. Thanks for watching. We'll see you on the next one, guys.